This is Heart.
To be honest, my first question to you, Robert, is going to be, you have one of the most busiest diaries of anybody that I know, constantly. So this whole...
You need to get out more, John.
But this whole situation surely has interrupted your diary immensely.
But no, it's been incredibly busy, contacting people, basically. One of our roles is in putting people together, and that hasn't changed at all. If anything, that's got even more defined. And there are so many people to get out and talk to at the moment. Of course, everybody is available. That's the amazing thing.
You would normally do your, a lot of your work, you'd be in your uniform, and, are you doing a lot of things now via video, or how are you accommodating the things that you would normally be doing?
Well, both. I mean, telephone, video, email, social media, all of them, really.
And are you well yourself? Are you self-isolating, obviously? Are you well in yourself?
We're self-isolating. I had quite major back surgery nearly 3 weeks ago. So, in fact, by chance, I probably wouldn't have been out and about for the next few weeks anyway, because it's quite a long recovery.
So I saw a video of you, a picture, I believe, of you on Twitter the other day with Electric Umbrella. You were in your uniform, so you're clearly still doing stuff like that.
Electric Umbrella is something special. I'm their patron, and I think they're a great organisation. I know you've come across them many times.
Yeah.
And they've got this thing called Electric Umbrella Television, which you may have seen, and they're doing various slots. And they asked me if I would do the storytelling at 8 o'clock last night. So I said yes, and they said, would I try and make it something relevant? So I did. I read the story of the King's new clothes, and as it was royal, I better get dressed up in uniform to make it look official. But don't tell anybody. But it was uniform from the top only. Underneath, it was a pair of jeans.
As this goes on, and it could go on likely for foreseeable future, when this all eventually ends, and it will, how will your diary look then? Will it look like an incredible nightmare of trying to fit everything in, or will you just reorganise?
Well, I mean, it's interesting you say that, because obviously we're trying to help, and I'm trying to help as many people as possible, and I'm doing some phoning of vulnerable people every other day and chatting. But we're also beginning to think about what we will need to do when we do come out of this, which we will, hopefully not in the too distant future, but nobody knows. And there'll be a huge amount. Firstly, there's the build-up of all the events that have been cancelled. And I think I can tell you off the top of my head, something like 80 or 100 of our events have been cancelled, including big ones like VE Day.
Wow, yeah.
Which is terribly sad. And, for example, the 100th anniversary of Welwyn Garden City, big event, openings of schools. And we had a royal visit planned for May. It's also been cancelled. So, firstly, we'll be catching up on all those. I would hope that quite a few of them will go ahead. It would be nice, for example, if something like VE Day took place later on in the year. It's something that we really want to celebrate. Then on top of that, we have our normal autumn events, which are presenting Queen's Awards for Voluntary Service and Queen's Awards for Enterprise and British Empire medals. And then, of course, and I've been talking to a number of my deputies, we want to go around the county thanking the huge number of people who have done and are still doing so many wonderful things. So, we want to go to the NHS. I wrote a letter which has been distributed around the NHS, both East and North Herts Trust and the West Herts Trust, hopefully to everybody there, to say that eventually I want to come and shake as many hands as I can.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important that as Her Majesty's representatives, we go around and say thank you, because as you know, and well as I do, there are so many people doing so many wonderful things, and they all deserve a pat on the back.
Absolutely, they do. And you just mentioned the royal family there. We know that the Queen is at Windsor Castle now, probably the best place for her to be. And we hope that she's well and keeping well. It's got to be incredibly difficult for the royal family as well at this time.
Well, like everybody else, they're a family. They're a family who are self-isolating. all over the place. And I understand that the Duke of Edinburgh is now with the Queen in Windsor. He was in Sandringham for a long time. But of course, one has to remember the Duke is going to be 99 this year.
Wow.
And Her Majesty is going to be 94 this year.
Incredible.
So although, to the best of my knowledge, certainly Her Majesty is in peak condition, one has to remember that they are of a serious age. So I sincerely hope they are keeping very well isolated and very safe.
Fantastic. Well, always nice to chat to you. I'm glad you're staying safe. And I'm glad, in a way, that you've got to relax a little bit because your diary is super hectic. So you've got the chance maybe not to put that uniform on so many times, maybe.
At least I can sit at my desk wearing a pair of jeans, which is a little more comfortable, I have to be honest.
Brilliant. Robert, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
This is Heart.